this afternoon.
Be keeping an eye on Patrick Peterson getting locked up today with Antonio Brown. Brown dragged down after a 2-yard loss, and on defense, maybe not a lot of big names, but some big-time players. Well, Dwight Freeney checks into the game for the first time. Freeney, a 7-time Pro Bowler, and Vick fires. Should have been intercepted. The Cardinals have 11 interceptions so far this year, 3 returned for touchdowns.
Well, Dwight Freeney, they picked him up, and he's on the field here on 3rd down, coming after the quarterback. And Michael Vick, extremely fortunate right here. The Tyrann Mathieu, he normally will make this play. Seen it time after time. He gets a great jump. Hard enough to move the football without you starting.
There is a penalty flag in the end zone.
Well, he had some opportunities down the field. You see Antonio Brown, he had another shot
personal
on the
foul,
opposite
roughing
side.
the passer. Defense number 44. Helmet-to-helmet contact. 15 yards, automatic first down.
That's a huge break for the Steelers. They get the rookie Marcus Golden, who's making his first start of his career today. Now working. Peterson, the interception, down by the goal line.
Well, that should be coming back, Tom. It was a free play for...
Offside, defense, number 97. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Josh Morrow.
You see 97 there, Josh Morrow, and so the flag comes out. Vick, I'm assuming, knew that he had a free shot, so he takes a shot. He throws it into coverage, seeing what can happen, knowing that the ball is going to come back regardless of whether or not it's intercepted, which it was. But start trying to get the ball down the field against this secondary, as we pointed out. They're a bunch of ball hawks, and one error, you're going to have the ball returned on you. So here they go back to huddling up. Clock is stopped. But Michael Vick has to be extremely careful with the football.
Antonio Brown, 1 reception for -2 yards in his first half. And that one in the general zip code of Brown, but thrown well out of bounds.
Arizona has 1 timeout. Last thing they can do is stop the clock, give the ball back to Arizona with a timeout. Throw it.
They're running around.
You're going to see the job that Arizona does, just not biting. They maintain their discipline. They stay deep. They recognize, what's happening. No opportunity then for Michael Vick to take a shot down the field. He tucks it and runs and picks up the first down.
Middle zone. Middle zone.
Well, Vick remains in a game. And looking to the corner for Martavis Bryant into double cover.
Here's that 3rd down play. Antonio Brown, he's just running a shallow crossing route. He's got a step there clearly on Peterson, but yet Vick doesn't come his way. Clearly upset at the end of that play.
Here in Oklahoma. 4-year starter. Throws to the corner, and it's incomplete. His first NFL pass attempt. And it's interesting to note that in all 4 attempts, all 4 have been passing plays.
Well, that was their first 3rd down conversion of the game, and came at a good time and finished up with a touchdown.
They're going to throw it. And it's intercepted, and you can return this. Peterson running around, and he'll just step out of bounds. You can return it now for 2 points the other way.
Well, I don't think that was lost on Patrick Peterson. He just had nowhere to run. Offensively, the extra point there is obviously huge to make it a 3-point game. Instead, they're only up 2, so we'll see.
In the league, virtually nothing from the guy who's been the NFL's best receiver from the last 2 years, Antonio Brown. Yeah, the Steelers have a 2-point lead. 6 minutes to go in the 3rd. Brown on first down. Throws behind Brown, who was open at the 40-yard line. For more on Michael Vick. How about it, Peter? After getting injured in St. Louis. Very, very quiet.
Well, that's Antonio Brown at the top of the screen. Patrick Peterson, who's been in coverage on him a good part of this game. Coming into this ball game, Patrick Peterson, who typically goes with the opponent's best wide receiver, that being Antonio Brown here in this ball game, and he's lined up with him a good part of the afternoon, and it hasn't really been much of a matchup, one that I certainly would have looked forward to if Roethlisberger is your quarterback. Clearly, Antonio Brown not really getting a real fair look.
Third and 4. Don't know what happened there. You had Heath Miller and Brown standing basically right next to one another. I think that ball hit Brown in the foot.
Yeah, I don't know if Landry Jones just didn't get a good look. They're trying to run the rub right there and free up Antonio Brown. And right at the time, Antonio Brown is clearly frustrated. He's been frustrated for a couple of weeks. A guy of his ability just have not been able to get him the ball. But had Landry have been able to hold it a little bit longer, he frees up Brown, and then he's able to complete the pass.
Antonio Brown, a frustrating day, a frustrating 3 weeks without his main man, Big Ben, at quarterback.
Wants to do it all, and he's a real talented individual.
Shoulder reception is Antonio Brown, his first catch of the day for positive yards.
Great adjustment to the ball by Antonio Brown, and Patrick Peterson, who was maybe expecting the ball upfield, as he turns to locate it, Landry Jones puts the ball perfectly on the back shoulder, and a nice completion. A little different element to this offense now for this Arizona Cardinals defense to defend.
Right. 20.
Four-man rush. Brown back-to-back catches. This one a short gainer, but a gainer nonetheless.
Oh, but Antonio Brown, he got a little bounce to his step after he caught that last ball. And, you know, here was a guy who dropped to the 6th round. And a lot of it had to do with his size. You know, he's a smaller guy in stature, and they worried about his lack of strength or his ability to get off the line of scrimmage against some of these big NFL corners, and yet that really is one of his best assets. He is so quick and so good at setting up a defender and getting off the line. It's why he gets open as often as he does.
Football, Landry Jones getting an earful. You heard that from Michael Irvin.
I was going to say, I mean, yeah, that's like Michael Irvin or any great receiver, really. You can always tell who the starting quarterback is or who's in the game by who they're talking to, right? I bet he hadn't talked to Landry Jones, hadn't given him 3 words through 5 weeks. Right. Well, it's a pretty big 3rd down right now for this Arizona defense. A chance to stop this drive and keep it a 1-possession game. Tell you what, Landry Jones hadn't been afraid to go after Patrick Peterson, knowing that he's got his ace in Antonio Brown, and he's getting more looks now.
That is his first incompletion on this Arizona drive. They're going after Peterson 8 times, 3 completions. Antonio Brown says, keep coming my way, young man. Keep coming my way. With Jones at quarterback.
He's been pretty good, hasn't he? He's going up against this secondary of the Arizona Cardinals that any guy coming in and getting his first action of play, it's a pretty daunting task to try to throw the football against them, and yet he's been able to do it, and he's done it very effectively. Well, it's a simple slant route by